I'm just being honest. I'm proud of my being punished. Why you so astonished? Now I ain't gotta be just intelligent, still abundant. So you ain't gotta like me. I know millions of folks who love me. You can say I had to yell and screaming and waiting for me. Take the keys,
Alright, so you just witnessed me. That was my Sunday Mass. That was an 8:30 Sunday Mass as well, because in order for us to get our session done on time, like it takes about 3 hours to get through that gym session. So if we get in for 8:30, I can get my bench press done before 9 AM squats start. So if we get in for 8:30, I might be able to get out a bit earlier. So I got out at 11:30, which was early, considering the fact that it was Sunday Mass and it goes on for ages. But yeah, that was me. Now it is evening time. It's time for my dinner. So let us get stuck in. We have sweet potatoes, 400 grams of sweet potatoes, about 70 grams of asparagus, chicken thighs, 3 chicken thighs, about just shy of 400 grams worth, and 10 grams of the famous find that is the chili oil in the Asian supermarkets. So yeah, it's tasty stuff and it's going to fill me. I'm starving. So what I'm doing at the moment, because I'm on roughly between 2,800 and 3,000 calories, I'm waking up and I'm not having my breakfast first thing in the morning. So about an hour after I wake up, I'll have my breakfast, and that's usually 4 eggs, 4 slices of toast, be it sourdough or whole grain, and I might have 2 bacon medallions with that, and a bit of Ballymaloo relish. And that's pretty much breakfast. Lunchtime then, at the moment I'm having oats, whey protein, pistachios on top of that, raspberries, honey, whatever. And I'd also have, at the moment, I'm having like a Mexican stir fry vegetable dish, and I'm chunking in about 120 grams of tuna and sweet chili sauce. So there are my 2 big meals during the day, and then this. Might have a couple of snacks in between, like maybe an extra scoop of whey, bananas, apples, all kinds of fruit really, bit of chocolate from time to time. But besides that, that's pretty much my diet at the moment. But the main thing is why I wanted to cap off this video and show you that Sunday Mass that just happened, is because that was the last of that training block, because I'm actually moving on. As of tomorrow, I'm officially entering my peak. So I'm just about 6 weeks out from my competition, and I'm really looking forward to that. So in order for that to go as smoothly as possible, I need to be making sure I'm checking off the boxes well past 6 weeks out. My training block for this competition has lasted me 24 weeks. I'm 24 weeks deep into this prep now, and another 6 to go. So it'll be a 30-week prep pretty much for this competition. So yeah, it's been nice. It's been steady progression. Each training block I've had a couple of ups, a couple of downs, and that mainly has to do with the fact I was dropping weight. I was in a calorie deficit for some time. If you remember that, I dropped about 5 kilos from what I was walking around at. So I was walking around at, say, 88, 89. Not even 5 kilos actually. 88, 89 kilos I was walking around at, and I had to bring that bad boy down to 85. I'm walking around, I woke up this morning at 85.3, so I've been about 85 to 86 kilos over the last 3 or so months. But in order to get down there, I did have to go on a relatively strict cut for a couple of weeks, so I wanted to be aggressive. Didn't want to be taking the piss, didn't need to be any longer than it needs to be. It's okay to say no to things at times. Like that 4 weeks. Didn't touch any sweet treats like almond croissants at the weekend with my coffee. So there was none of that. Very limited on my chocolate intake. I love my chocolate, so that's something I always try to account for. But yeah, I had to be a lot more restrictive that time around. But it was very effective. So got me down to this walking weight, which allows me to just have to cut very minimally coming into my competition, which is, as I said, 6 weeks out. So if I'm relatively close to within, say, 1 to 2 kilos of the weight class that you want to compete at, once you're walking around that, the weigh-in for that week, the weight cut shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Whereas if you're pushing too far past that, so if I was coming into this competition, say 87, 88 kilos, or even 89, trying to make that drop down to get down to 83 kg, you're talking about 5-6 kilos, and you have only 2 hours to rehydrate. That's going to be a nightmare, and it's going to be very difficult to get down to that point in the first place. Like you would have to do the likes of sauna, dry saunas, fucking, even for my last competition, because it was a 24-hour window between weighing in and competing rather than the standard 2-hour weigh-ins. It allowed me to be a bit more extreme on the weight loss side of things, so on the weight cutting. So I was able to sauna, so I did 4 10-minute rounds, and even that was quite challenging. I found it anyways, but I knew that the end was in sight. Like I was only 2 hours out from weighing in, so I was like, Jesus, I can suck it up for 2 hours. I could be relatively uncomfortable. But this time around with 2 hours to go, that would be that would be impossible. Like I definitely wouldn't be able to, I don't know. So I am going to get stuck into this. I don't want it to get cold, but I just wanted to make sure to let us all know that we're ready to begin this peak. 6 weeks out, gonna eat this, gonna play some Oblivion. You already know this current setup anyways, because this is my room, this is my office where I do all my online coaching work, which, by the way, if you don't know about, I am an online coach and I help people with transforming how they look, how they lift, and all that good stuff in between. So just a little plug for you there. But besides that, I'm going to get stuck into this. I'm going to start playing Oblivion for half an hour before bed. We'll call it a day. See you in the next one.